Bang! Knives Knives, I'm Jared, and today we're checking out the Tempest Knives MICROBURST. Now this will be a pre-order for January. They're hoping that it'll be delivered at the latest early April. But this is from KC Knives Fast on YouTube. If you guys want to subscribe to his YouTube channel, he's been designing knives, and I gotta say, this one, he did a damn good job on it. A damn good job. It is really, really good. So Kubi is the OEM. The blade steel is going to be 14C28N. They'll come in two different versions. You get a blacked out blade or not, and then the black micarta. It's a sheep's foot blade, but the geometry is really, really, really good. It gets down very thin behind the edge and has a beautiful plunge grinding choil, a steel liner lock. It'll have titanium hardware and a titanium backspacer. Now, before we get into one reason why it's so awesome, another reason why it's so awesome. Let's talk about the action. The action on this is really good. A lot of you guys might know, maybe not if you haven't bought Kubis this year, but if you have, you know Kubi really stepped up their game in the action department. They really got their detents down pat, and this is no exception. It has a nice stout detent, and you have good access to the thumb studs. This one's a little bit tight to the scale, but I can easily do it. So no complaints at all. And because of the detent being so strong, that thing really cranks out there. Smooth on the drop. It is on ceramic caged bearings. Not fall shut, but it's very, very smooth. And I can slow roll it, but the detent is a little stiff, so it does kind of pop out there first. Then you can bring it around. Lockup is rock solid. Access to the lock bar, really good. Perfect access. So very easy to get past the detent. Now, the ergonomics is kind of where this thing shines. And, well, so the blade and ergos together really make this thing shine. So if you look at this blade shape, one, you might look at it and say that's very utilitarian, because it is. So because of the ergos and the way this blade shape works, it is going to be such a great pinch grip knife. But it's also going to be a great slicer and reverse grip for popping straps or cutting ropes or whatever you want to do for pull cuts. So it's going to be very comfortable in every grip. So you will have a ton of control through all the cuts that you do. It's a nice broad blade, which is also going to help the geometry, and it is very slicey, so it's going to pass through materials very well because the tip drops down. Utility cuts are going to be no problem. And because of the ergos and, the way the blade shape is together, yeah, you just have maximum control. And even choked back here, it's still very comfortable. I feel the clip, but it's not a hot spot. I'm just aware of it. And I still have all this room right here. So it gives you a lot of comfortable places to grip the knife for different cuts, which, it's going to give you that maximum control with this blade shape. So the overall size is 7 inches, 3-inch blade with a 2.5-inch cutting length and a 4-inch handle. So a good medium-sized knife, which is really, really nice on an EDC knife. I love the pivot. Pivot looks really cool, kind of like a rim on a car. Stonewashed is done very well. Should hide some scratches fairly well. The deep carry clip is inset. Is obviously because it's a wire clip, but it does have a flat screw, so you're not going to have anything protruding in the way. Now, all in all, nitpicks. To be honest, there's not much to nitpick here. I mean, it's got weight relieving, great size, great blade shape, great action. So I really have no actual complaints. The only thing I can say, like if I was going to complain about anything, is that it's another budget knife, right? Between $80 and $100. That price, it's fine. I'm not complaining about the price at all. The price is fine. I'd rather see it around 80 more so than 100. But, we've seen a lot of budget knives this year. And it just seems like they're coming out one after another. So it kind of floods the market a little bit. It makes it to where something like this that is so good, yes, it stands out a little bit, but not really. It just, and that's not a bad thing because, those type of knives are going to be the ones that work, right? Those are going to be the ones that you gravitate towards on your table of knives. It's going to be the one that you grab to use and cut things with. So, there's a lot of great here, but it just, because of the whole market, it's very flooded and it's going to make it undershadowed, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But, when you compare it to knives that do wind up having 2-3 things to complain about, when this one really, like I said, I can't really come up with much. Especially like functionality wise, I can't come up with anything. Like if you could maybe say that it's not the best looking knife, but to me, when I look at something like this, I see the usefulness of it. So, it just depends on how you look at it. Yeah, there you guys go. I'll link everything I can down in the description. I love you guys. Peace.